Awami League mayoral candidate Azmatullah Khan has placed 28-point election manifesto building a corruption-free smart city. He announced the manifesto in Gazipur Engineering Building this morning. Azmatullah Khan promised to increase the service quality for Gazipur city, improve water and sewage system, reduce traffic congestion, modernize communication system including footpath and wedge system. He also said that the zero tolerance against corruption will be declared if he elected as city further. Meanwhile, campaign for the Gazipur city election is ending at 12 AM on Monday. No candidate is behind to get blessings of the voters. Even at the last stage of beside mayoral candidates, councillor candidates are also campaigning. The city corporation election is going on to be held for the third time in Gazipur. A large portion of voters are government workers. They are disappointed that mayors elected in previous years have not kept their promise. Therefore, owners and workers want to see the qualified candidates for the post of mayor. Every time the representatives take different promises to the voters, but it has not materialized in last 10 years. Government workers who are plagued with the various problems want solution, not promises. On the other hand, factory owners want to be free from additional taxes. The mayoral candidates are also talking about various plans for the government workers, including improving their living standard. The first Hajj flight of Biman Bangladesh Airlines that departed Dhaka for Saudi Arabia with 415 Hajj pilgrims in the early hours of today has reached Jeddah. Earlier, the national flag carrier aircraft BG-3001 departed from Hajjat Shahjalal International Airport around 3:02 AM. The pilgrims expressed satisfaction with the overall management. The Hajj president said that action will be taken if any complaint is made against any travel agency. For more flights of the Biman Bangladesh Airlines will leave Dhaka for Jeddah with Hajj pilgrims at different times today. Earlier, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on Friday inaugurated the Hajj activities 23 at the Hajj office in the capital's Ashkon area. This year, a total of 1,22,221 pilgrims from Bangladesh are going to perform Hajj. Of them, 61,111 will fly Biman and rest of the others will fly with Saudi or Flynas. The Hajj is expected to be held on June 27, depending on the sighting of the moon. Agriculture Minister Dr. Abdul Razak has warned that the government will be bound to take decision to import onion from India if the unabated price hike of the produce is not checked by the traders. Agriculture Minister Dr. Abdul Razak made the remark at the briefing in the Secretariat on Sunday. The Agriculture Minister said punitive measures are being taken against involved in unusual price hike at capital's kitchen market in particular. Meanwhile, the price of onion has been increased by double by some uncertain traders in kitchen market of Dhaka and elsewhere as well. The kitchen item is being sold at Dhaka 75 to 85 per kg in different markets. Lawyers of BNP chairperson Begum Khaldazi have submitted petition this morning following fixation of particular for hearing. It will be heard by the bench of Justice Mustafa Zaman Islam and Justice Muhammad Aminul Islam. Earlier on May 17, Begum Jia filed the petition seeking cancellation of the lower court order that framed charges against her and 7 others in NICO graft case. The charge was framed by the Special Judge Court 6 of Sheikh Hafizur Rahman on March 19 concerning the case. The case was filed on December 9 of 2007 over an allegation of graft and corruption in signing agreement with Canadian company NICO during her rule. This time, 323 extremists are returning to normal life after surrendering weapons. These terrorists roaming in 7 districts of northwestern and southwestern region of the country, along with more than 200 firearms, surrendered to the Home Minister today. Rab said the surrender of this extremism involved in various crimes including murder, extortion, robbery. All of them are members of some extremist group. They were terror in the public life for various crimes including murder, disappearing, extortion and robbery. However, these members of the various extremist group now want to return to normal life. Rab said these surrenders will bring relief to the public life in those areas. Even after surrendering, they will be under regular surveillance, added Rab. India's border security force beat Bangladeshi youth to death on Panchagor border on suspicion of cow theft. BSF returned the body of the deceased after about 9 months after a long process due to legal complication. The relative burst into tears after receiving the body. Three Bangladeshis youth entered India's Boropara area through the Amarkhana border, Panchagor, in the early hours on August 24 last year. Suspecting cow thieves, the locals chased them. The T escaped about Abdus Salam was beaten to death. Abdus Salam's family appealed to India to return the body. BSF returned the body of the deceased. Abdus Salam was beaten to death. Abdus Salam's family appealed to India to return the body. BSF returned to the body of the deceased on Sunday evening after a lengthy process due to illegal complication. Family took the body from the administration through immigration checkpost of Banglabandha border of Tetulia Upazila. The member of the new militant organization Jamatul Ansar fil Hindal Sharkia have spread across the country from hilly areas with military training. Expressing concern, the law enforcement forces said trained militants can cause major destruction at any time. Rab said efforts are being made to catch militants hiding in other areas who could not survive in the mountain amid to continuous strife. The militant organization received military training from the Kukichi National Army KNA in the hills, collected the latest firearms after that many members of the organization were arrested in one operation after another. Later they left the mountain and spread all over the country. Rab said these militants are trained to carry out major attack at any time. Rab also said intelligence operations are also underway to nab these militants who are hiding. Behind the carom cards game, gambling is going on in every corner of Kushtia city. This often leads to conflict, and the conflict is brewing in murder. Eventually, social unrest is increasing. Police have announced measures to stop gambling. On last Friday night in Kantinagar area of Shodor Upazila, an old man and another person were killed in a clash over such gambling. Locals said gambling sessions are regularly held under the guise of carom and online. Old man Omar Ali and Miraz Hussain died in a clash that ensued from there. Locals demand to stop such game by betting. Kushtia Police Super has ordered the officers in charge of all police stations in the district to take action to stop this game. It is expected that the police will take stern action to stop all forms of gambling. The budget will not be according to the advice of IMF or World Bank. The budget will be according to the Bangladesh's own needs. Agriculture Minister Abdul Razak said this program titled "What Do You Want" in budget, organized by DBC News, and the Planning Minister said incentives and subsidies should be carefully avoided in the budget. On Saturday, DBC News has organized opinion program on budget expectation at a hotel in the capital. In the beginning the program, Editor-in-Chief of DBC News, Manzurul Islam, welcomed everyone and highlighted the purpose of the event. Budget proposal bring challenges, so the researchers emphasized on strategies to reduce the inflationary pressure to give relief to the common people. Businessmen proposed tax incentive for various sectors to strengthen the domestic industries. And even the Planning Minister talked about giving concession and subsidies and incentives very carefully. And the Agriculture Minister said the budget will not be made on the advice of anyone. Chairman of DBC News, Iqbal Subhan Chaudhary, says such a dialogue based on the opinion of the different people will be organized at the beginning of the next year. International Relations and Development analysts have proposed the formation of an independent commission to resolve the Rohingya crisis. According to them, this commission will be constituted and run under the Prime Minister's office, which will provide overall supervision and necessary guidance. Apart from this, the analysts also urge to look for alternative ways, including emphasis on existing activities. They complain that the cooperation of the international community in solving the Rohingya crisis is very superficial. However, as the main victim, Bangladesh has to emphasize all existing activities, including finding alternatives. The foreign minister outlined all diplomatic efforts, including military diplomacy. He also warned that if Rohingya repatriation is delayed, the investment of the various countries in Myanmar will be lost. The minister once again expressed concern that the pressure on Bangladesh is increasing as international humanitarian aid for the Rohingya is gradually decreasing. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina made a courtesy call on President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bongo Bhavan on Sunday evening. The Prime Minister informed the President about her recent tri-nation visit and discussed various issues relating to the affairs of the state. The Prime Minister visited Japan, UK and US from April 25 to May 9 and took part in different bilateral programs on trade, investment and mutual cooperation with those countries. World Bank and IMF President Press Secretary MD Jainal Abidin said President Shahabuddin thanked and congratulated Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for this successful visit.